Hey, and we are back with yet another episode of R&R. It's Jamerson Ballard. I'm the host. What's happening? Yeah, man, we back with another one like the other one, man. And I'm by myself today, so I hope you're not disappointed because it'd be a whole lot of that. Just me, you know what I'm saying? You know, I had my hair crimped up, but I had to, you know, I took it down a little early because I wanted to make an impression on another individual. So that happened. But we still here, it's still long, it's still beautiful, and we still live and direct on a Sunday afternoon, which is it's literally the first day of the week. A lot of people like to think that Monday is the first day of the week. No, it's Sunday. You know, the Sabbath day is Saturday, and if you ain't heard it before, you heard it here first. Here you go. You're welcome. But yeah, we here, man. And shout out to the Rant Gang and shout out to the Capital Letter Club, bro, because we appreciate y'all, all capital letter individuals who operate with a level of integrity that we can all admire. We appreciate you, man, because we got a lot of things going on right now, bro. A lot of things to talk about. One of the things that need to be talked about and addressed immediately is the fact that there is a serial killer in Houston. Not only do they got an upteen thousand diseases out there, there's somebody killing motherfuckers out there, bro. And that's just like, why? Why are you killing motherfuckers, man? It's probably a rapist. I don't know. I think all the people that have been killed are females. I mean, it's also, I'm gonna talk about this, but it's a lot of motherfuckers out there getting, you know, we taking the brunt of what's going on, what happened with Charlie Kirk. I mean, I think that's his name. But, and I'm gonna talk about that too, but there's been some lynchings. RP to those individuals, because that's not cool. They want to find somebody else to blame for that so bad. They just mad that they then went to these HBCUs and started to kill people. But I don't think that's like, white supremacy is also a serial killer, but we're going to talk about somebody that's actually serial killing. And we can probably put a stop to this immediately. But the title of today's show is Stranger Things. And the reason it's Stranger Things is because we're going to talk about some shit that's strange, not just a serial killing. If you know anything about the show, we're going to save some of the more interesting topics for like towards the middle. I'm going to start doing like a timestamp so we can see what, you know, topics are being discussed earlier. But in today's, like throughout the entire show, but in today's episode of R&R, we're gonna deal with some stranger things. Then the first thing on the list of things to talk about is serial killing. Now, normally I get on here and do a spiel about what you should need, what you should do, how you should be as a person. And I mean, I still got that, but at the same time, it's just, I'm from the 80s, bro. We came from an area of things that was, you know, this thing they used to call common sense. And but common sense ain't so common anymore. And I get it. But you know, when you're using things like your imagination to figure out how you can kill somebody, that's sick. Um, I don't know. I don't even know how to, you know, because my mind don't even go that way. I don't deal with thoughts of raping motherfuckers, so I don't even know how to talk to somebody that's out there about the rape. I do want to issue a warning to all the truck drivers and all the females that are in, you know, Houston, because I think without me knowing too much about what's going on, that a lot of the targets are females in Houston. I do know Texas got some stout individuals. And by stout, I mean thick. But I also know that motherfuckers be ready to get down. So, I mean, of course, you want to strap up, but for the females, it's like, look, man, I don't even know how to tell you how to look out for a serial killer, but I mean, for some, it's a lot of times the motherfucker that look like he don't never get no burn. I can say from experience though, like if you look like you need it, you'll never get it. So, I mean, with females having intuition, use it. If if you out there selling pussy, take it in for a couple months. Only deal with motherfuckers or something like that. I know in the game, if you was dealing drugs, you could only deal with motherfuckers you done already dealt with. You don't deal with strangers, stranger danger. And I mean, I'm not, promoting the selling of vagina, but stay out the way, man, because I don't want to see people get hurt. It's also, I think, hurricane season, so that's a whole other issue, but we're going to deal with the things that, is immediate. And since the internet is my co-host, I'm going to talk about this because we got a lot of shit to talk about. I mean, as you know, we got topics, but the first thing we're going to deal with is this, and then we're going to move on to the next thing, okay? So, follow me. Oh, wow. Follow me as I deal with what's going on in the world today. Because you never know what the show is gonna take you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go on for the ride. So I'm gonna share my screen right quick, and we're gonna talk about it.
From the Brays Bayou area on September 15th. That's Monday. She was reported missing days before. Sherman DeSell has been covering this story for a couple of days now. And Sherman, it is scary stuff here, but just kind of fill us in on what we know so far.
Yeah, that's definitely a cause of concern for a lot of our viewers. And many have made some speculations online about something maybe more nefarious happening here. And that's understandable. Our Fox 26 count is now at 13 bodies found in Houston bayous this year by law enforcement and first responders. Remember, the 22 bayous are spread out for miles, so it's a lot of ground to cover, and that comes with tough investigations. Here's what we know. HPD confirms a male body was recovered from Buffalo Bayou on Jensen Street in Edo on Thursday. Our camera caught officers and a dive team on the...
So this dude don't even care about male or female. He killing everybody. So everybody needs to be on the lookout for what's going on right now. I'm not even going to play with you. That's crazy. Because usually when people be, serial killing, they damn near be on some rapist shit too. But this don't seem like that's what's going on. Let's continue.
Scene around 3 p.m. There were reports of a man jumping into the water there. We're waiting to hear more on this. And remember when we reported 2 bodies recovered from local bayous on Monday, September 15th? One of them was identified as 20-year-old Jade Sage McKissick. She was a U of H student, reported missing on September 11th, last seen that day near the 3700 block of McGregor by a restaurant. She was a junior communications and advertising major. In a letter sent to students, U of H describes her as a campus resident and a student employee and a friend to many in their community. We're talking about a lot of bodies in a city where many people walk, run, and bike the bayou areas every day. So we visited an area near the White Oak Bayou to see how people have been reacting to the discoveries. A lot of people are just wondering, what's the deal? HPD hasn't really given us a lot of information either. What questions do you have?
I mean, is there like somebody paying attention to these? Like, is there like more details to investigation? I don't know. It's just kind of like, scary at this point, when it's that many coincidences. There's not such a coincidence that happens multiple times.
First of all, I know this is maybe not as obvious to some of you, but Alejandro gay as fuck. And I mean, it don't really matter, but them hand gestures is like, ladies, if you don't know if a nigga gay, you should probably pay attention to that kind of shit. I'm just saying. Let's continue with the episode because that shit is crazy.
There's long-term plans and there's short-term plans. I would hope that the short-term plans are in effect and, something is being done. Someone's, patrolling or someone's watching over cameras or lights or anything's being done right now.
Why is everybody that they talking to gay as hell? That nigga's hand gesture and his head movements is gay. And I don't have anything against anybody that's gay. I'm just saying, why? Now, I addressed some of this on the last episode, but it's like these niggas is very feminine. And I'm noticing. I don't know if you're noticing it, but I'm noticing the fuck out of that shit. It's crazy. Whatever. Continue.
One of the guys you just said, is anyone paying attention to these?
Yeah.
That really brings us right back to HPD. So have we heard anything from HPD on these?
We haven't. I have been on the scene of the last two recoveries, hoping to hear something from public information officer.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't heard anything. We've reached out. They say don't anticipate hearing anything right now. We did reach out to the county forensics department to see if they'd be willing to say something. They didn't give an on-camera interview, but we are requesting more details from all of these instances, especially.
They on their shit. Because, what the fuck is the police doing? I'm going to tell you right now. The police, they only going to do what they have to do. It's no shade to the police, but they don't give a fuck about what's going on. I don't know if it's just black people that's being hit, but we need to be careful. Be alert. Watch out for your surroundings. Look out what's going on around you. Please. Because, it's last season. Last season means it's the season where motherfuckers down there be getting hit. So people can get money for the holiday season coming up. And our organs are very valuable. Hello. I didn't see what the ethnicity of the second person was or the 13th person was. I don't know what the ethnicity of the 11 that was before the young lady. I just seen the young lady with the glasses that went to, Houston University or whatever. But we gotta, everybody needs to be careful, but it looks like they on the hunt for us. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope that I am. But that's ridiculous, bro. You can't be out here just lunching, okay? And this is the segment I like to call Is That Right? If you would like to sponsor this segment, please hit me in the DMs. It's Jamerson Ballard on all platforms, Instagram included. And we'll get you together because I don't. At any rate, that's the first thing on our agenda today. The next thing, which is the thing that I think is, we're still dealing with the Charlie Kirk situation. Now, Charlie Kirk was assassinated, assumably by a young man, a young white male. But it's been some things come out lately that sound like this dude wasn't the one that actually did the killing. Now, I don't know if you heard this before, but it's a lot of things that don't seem right when it comes to this, right? And I've been speculating, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to play for you a guy that is a lot more profound in that space, in the conspiracy space. And it's not Candace Owens, but I mean, shout out to her. This is another guy that's probably even more profound than she is when it comes to this kind of stuff. And he is speculating that it was another dude in the crowd. Now, we've seen the dude in the crowd with the white hat that was giving signals. This dude is assuming that it was a guy that had something to do with it, that, and his accomplice with another lady, because it was just so many things that didn't sound right. Now, I'm going to go back to this because I don't really, me personally, I'm already over this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm finna let y'all see what's going on with this too. And so I'm going to share my screen and we're going to look at it and we're going to talk about it. Let me see. Give me a second. Here we go. Now this guy, I have to understand and wish to proceed because it's graphic.
This is something I don't find any pleasure of in getting involved, to be honest with you guys.
Get a little bit further into this because it does some setup, but I don't really want to hear all that.
On this time, I said, I'm not going to look at this. I don't care for this. I'm not going to look into it. I'm just going to move on.
His name is Solomon Dren. And I mean, it's clear his video has been shadow banned. He's got like 1.5 million subscribers and only 29,000 views. Just so y'all know how shadow banned this shit is. But let me let him do his thing, and we'll talk about it.
From my life, that was me yesterday, and today I got. This is the person. I'm just gonna get straight into it. This is the person that shot Charlie, right here, with the white T-shirt and what seems to be a cell phone and perhaps keys on his hands. This explains also why he went sideways when he got shot. He wasn't shot from a long distance. If it was a high-powered rifle, which, by the way, that's what the FBI is telling everyone. And when the FBI tells you something, guess what? That's not the truth. So that means they're involved in this. That's why when people were like, you should share this with those people. I'm not. This is the first thing I want to share with you guys. This guy in white and that woman that's next to him, those two people are involved and they have something to do. Like, they're both related. They're definitely doing it. And I'm going to show you when he shoots that thing. This is why on the thumbnail you'll see, and this is what I want to show you next. This is what I want to show you next. So I'm going to go into this. Sorry, just 1 second. My window here is not showing me anything useful. There you go. All right, share the next one. Share. All right, I can go here. 1 second. I'm so sorry. Remove. I'll present again. I need to be careful with this. I don't want to share anything that's not supposed to be seen right now. 1 second.
Fair use.
Present.
Fair use for all videos.
Stop screen. There you
I just
go.
want that
Share
to be
screen.
known.
So which one I want to show you now? This one. I want to show you the where. Oh, I didn't open it. 1 second. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for being sloppy. You guys can edit this and be way better at this than me. Here it is. So I'm going to do this now. Okay. Share screen. Sorry, I'm shaking. Like I said, I'm not happy about doing this, but I have to do it. Just goes and yeah, whatever. This right here. So this right here, it says a hidden gun. This is from 9 years ago. American company creates lethal weapon in the form of a smartphone. Okay. This is what the dude is using. This is why, and he's got a silencer too. This is why no one understands that he's this dude. All right. So that's that basically. What happens when I close these windows? 1 second.
Now, again, this is a dude that isn't a conspiracy theorist. He's just putting things together from what he can see. And I don't necessarily agree with what's going on, but I don't disagree either. I'm just showing y'all what somebody that isn't the government or isn't a federal agent or isn't somebody that is employed by the government is able to is able to point out without any help. And I just want to see if y'all think that this is something y'all can get down with.
Minimize. 1 second. I'm trying to see. All right. So either way, that's that. Then I'm going to show you now pictures, and at the end, I'm going to show you the videos that show clearly the angle, okay? So that you understand what I'm showing you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going one by one. Again, I got to be careful with what I'm sharing. So this is the FBI telling everybody that it's a high-powered bolt-action rifle. If it was a high-powered rifle, dude, that dude would have had a massive hole in his neck. Massive. Anyone that hunts or anyone that shot anything from a long distance with a big rifle knows what I'm saying. And also, the FBI never tells you the truth. I don't know if you guys know this. The FBI doesn't work for you. Okay, so there's that. 1 second. I'm going to close this window. What happens when I close them like that? Okay, perfect. All right. Next. Share screen. Share screen. Which one am I going to show you now? Right here. So that dude right next to the girl, you guys see them, right? Right here. That dude is the one that shoots, and this is the girl that's with him. Now, there's two people here on the actual inside of Charlie's security, and those two people are giving signs to others. And a lot of people think those are the people who shot. Nah, it was this dude right here, and this woman's with him as an accomplice. And you're gonna see why when you see the video. Okay, so there you go. You already saw it. Now I'm gonna share this one. Yep. Okay, so close that. Share screen. Again, one more time. I'm sorry. And then I'll show you the videos. So I showed you at the beginning this. I don't want to show it again. I want you to understand this. He shot from this side. This dude is what shoots him. And that's why the hole goes like this and Charlie goes like this. And it's not a high-powered rifle. It's a shot from a close distance. This thing has it looks like a phone. But what I'm guessing too, because it's crazy when you see the dude shooting, and I'm going to show you the videos right now. When you see the dude shooting the thing, there's no way a person with just a gun can shoot like so. And by the way, he misses at first. There's no way a person that's there can just aim without looking through anything and just like get it perfectly done. I'm pretty sure that phone has a screen that is showing where exactly to shoot. So the bullet came, again, this woman and this guy. These are the two people giving the signs, the ones that everyone, right here. These are this guy and then the guy next to him and then this guy.
By the way, this is an old video. I'm sorry, like not an old video, but like the iPhone gun is an old concept, about 5 years. So it is possible that advancements could have been made in the last 3 or 4 years to make this gun possible, like to make this whatever he's proclaiming to be actually something that could be done. I just want y'all to know.
That's giving his back. These people are giving signs to that person, and you'll see it on the video. This is the person that shoots.
They definitely
and he
give
shoots
signs.
this way, and the bullet, what you're seeing, it's coming out of his neck. Okay, so I'm going to get into the videos now. I did not monetize this video to make sure that this was not going to get fucked. So now I want to do this, share screen. And this is where I got to be really careful. Now, these videos are being taken down, okay? Anything that's related to this, because it clearly shows the moment. Share screen. 1 second, I'm sorry. No, close, stop screen. I promise I use this software all the time.
It don't sound like it.
Now, in here, everyone is using this video to blame these guys and this guy.
With the white hat.
This guy. Look at him and look at this woman. That's the one that gets the shot done, okay? I'm going to make myself even smaller so that you can see more.
He do look super guilty with the hand signals, though.
And
so, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
he puts it down.
Too many.
Then he brings it up again. He talks to someone. He gets a signal. He's going to pull out the phone again. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to see this. So it's going to be horrible. There you go. That's your sign. Go again.
Over the last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence.
What? You see how he...
Damn.
Did you guys see that? He tried at first and missed. Watch these hands.
Violence. Great.
Wow.
That's perfect trajectory for the fucking bullet. Fuck, I hate that. Watch him again.
10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence.
Boom, boom, misses. Then he gets him. And you see how he reacts.
And he really don't look shocked that he got hit either. Just so you know.
He gets him too. Like he jumps. When he finally gets him, he jumps. Look at him.
Not counting gang violence.
He missed it. Shot. Instantly. The woman is there to cover exactly that phone, that it's a weapon. Let me share just my face and stop screen. Okay. I have another video. 1 second. No, remove screen, add screen. 1 second. Now, this is from the angle right next to that lady, to the actual accomplice. There's another lady that's filming this. This is that angle. And you're going to see how the bullet definitely comes from this side. Okay? Fuck, I'm shaking so much. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. Here we go.
So
they're there. Those dudes are making the signs. They're trying to make it look like this is him.
10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence. Great.
You see how you guys see the trajectory of the bullet, right?
Gang violence.
Side, boom. It's doing this. It's doing this. Let me remove the screen. I'm just going to play it one more time so you guys see it. She's right there next to him.
You know how many
She's crazy, the woman filming this.
Over the last 10 years.
No one has an idea. Dude's on his phone. See? Look at how close this woman is. And we don't see. She's by.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I seen what I've seen, what you guys think? Leave in the comments what you think, man, because it's like it's a lot of speculation that it wasn't who they think it was. Because Brad never admitted to doing it. They say he admitted to his dad that he did it, and he was brought in by his father. But who knows? That's just out there. You know, it's a lot of speculation that it wasn't the guy that actually did it. I just want y'all to see on here that it could have been something else going on. I don't trust the government. I don't. You can do what you want to, but I don't. It's a lot of things other than this that's going on that I need to address. I don't know if y'all seen it, but the reason for the title was Stranger Things. That's been some other things going on now. I don't believe everything that's been presented to me, right? So it's a dude in Panama that's been saying that he had an encounter with like a meteorite, and he's been saying that it's something like venom. And I even me, I've been like, wow, for real, it looked crazy. So I'm gonna show y'all what's going on with that, and then you tell me what you think in the comments, and we can kind of speculate together what you think might have been. Like, I don't know if you heard about it, but it's a guy from Panama that's got like some meteorite piece that's been that's been it's been looking like it's, I don't know if y'all seen the movie Venom, but it's an alien situation. It's been put together like it's some type of meteorite that came from above. And we're gonna look at it real quick to see what it is really going on. Before you make a decision on what you think it is, let's look at all the evidence, right?
Video, and this one feels darker than ever. He appears visibly stressed, sweating profusely. The look on Kin's face suggests he's not just playing games. The stress, the fear, it all feels real. And while skeptics still claim it's a hoax, nobody has.
Now, this dude had this piece
in this
for like
video,
a week
Kin
or
shows
change.
a clear view of how massive this creature has become, and it's beginning to get out of control. At first, I thought he was pulling a hoax, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe Kin has discovered something that is beyond
It's
this
in the
world.
freezer now. They had it in the safe. Yeah.
Inside, the creature has grown to an enormous size, thrashing and shifting and pulsing.
Look at that shit.
Almost as if it's trying to escape its container. For nearly 2 minutes, the footage lingers on this grotesque being moving within the icebox before Kin slams the lid shut and frantically weighs it down with 2 cinder blocks. Not to mention Kin's latest caption has everyone rattled. On this post, he wrote, "What you always want, see it. Every day it smells worse. It smells like burnt, a totally strange thing, which grows and grows. Without knowing that it is decomposition, For me, you will never see the sun. On the surface, it sounds like he's just describing decomposition. But if you look closer, it reads almost like a warning, or even a prophecy. He mentions the smell of something burnt, the way it grows and grows, and then the chilling phrase, "You will never see the sun." That line alone has lit the conspiracy forums on fire. Some are saying Kin knows this thing can never be exposed to daylight, that it must stay hidden, locked away. Others link it straight back to Revelation's wormwood, theorizing that its true mission is to break free and reach water, fulfilling prophecy by contaminating and corrupting what we all depend on to live. The stress on Kin's face in the video makes it even stranger. He doesn't look like someone staging a prank. He looks like a man unraveling under pressure, as though he's trapped in something far bigger than himself. Kin's own words suggest he doesn't believe it's ordinary. Only hours later, Kin posted another cryptic video, himself driving down a desolate road. The caption read, "Escaping to breathe fresh air and see the things God created. Everything has its end."
Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's been a video of a guy who had a meteorite, supposedly, that landed from, I guess, another planet. It was fire involved. I'm going to show y'all the video, what it looked like in the beginning, but it's grown to be some other, like, level of existence. And it's getting bigger and bigger, and they're calling it Venom, but it's like, it's actually kind of crazy. I'm gonna keep playing the video because this video isn't a video. I don't think it showed in its infancy, but I'm gonna show you what it looked like in its infancy.
It's as if he's on the run, desperate for a breath of freedom while something sinister festers in his home. Could he be dealing with an organism not of this world? Has he stumbled onto something forbidden? Something the public isn't supposed to see? Conspiracies are already swirling. Government cover-ups, hidden experiments, and ancient prophecies about creatures that will never see the sun. Whether real or hoax, Kin's saga is pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible, and the stress on his face might be the biggest clue yet that he's in over his head. When you look closely at this footage, something disturbing comes into view. One of the creature's tentacles is seen creeping up the side of the icebox, curling and pressing against the lid, as if it's testing for a weakness, trying to find its way out. Video, and this one feels darker than ever. He appears visibly stressed, sweating profusely. The look on Kin's face suggests he's not just playing games. The stress, the fear, it all feels real. And while skeptics still claim it's a hoax, nobody has proven anything yet. But in this new video, Kin shows a clear view of how massive this creature has become, and it's beginning to get out of control. At first, I thought he was pulling a hoax, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe Kin has discovered something that is beyond this world. Inside, the creature has grown to an enormous size, thrashing and shifting and pulsing, almost as if it's trying to escape its container. For nearly 2 minutes, the footage lingers on this grotesque being moving within the icebox before Kin slams the lid shut and frantically weighs it down with 2 cinder blocks. Not to mention Kin's latest caption has everyone rattled. On this post, he wrote, "What you always want, see it. Every day it smells worse. It smells like burnt, a totally strange thing, which grows and grows, without knowing that it is decomposition. For me, you will never see the sun." On the surface, it sounds
The
like
sun
it's just
supposedly
describing
makes it stronger.
decomposition. But if you look closer, it reads almost like a warning, or even a prophecy.
Are y'all seeing it?
It
It's
mentions
moving.
the smell of something burnt, the way it grows and grows, and then the chilling phrase, "You will never see the sun." That line alone has lit the conspiracy forums on fire. Some are saying Kin knows this thing can never be exposed to daylight, that it must stay hidden, locked away. Others link it
My
straight back
question
to
is,
Revelation's wormwood, theorizing that it's
if
true.
it's real, why hasn't NASA, somebody came to police this whole thing? This nigga is raw dogging this alien, like whatever it is, meteorite piece. He's touching it with his hands. At first, he grows it. I mean, it's little, like, you know, and he puts it into a safe, puts it into like some kind of, you know, and it seems like it's getting stronger with the exposure of sunlight or whatever. And then it's on TikTok. They telling him on TikTok that he needs to stop showing it like it's a hoax. And he keeps showing it. Now it's growing to this.
Mission is to break free and reach water, fulfilling prophecy by contaminating and corrupting what we all depend on to live. The stress on Kin's face in the video makes it even stranger. He doesn't look like someone staging a prank. He looks like a man unraveling under pressure.
Now, he didn't
as
put
though
center
he's
blocks
trapped
on the
something
freezer
far
because
bigger
it's
than
in the freezer.
himself. Kin's own words suggest he doesn't believe it's ordinary. Only hours later, Kin posted another cryptic video, himself driving down a desolate road. The caption read, "Escaping to breathe fresh air and see the things God created. Everything has its end." It's as if he's on the run, desperate for a breath of freedom while something sinister festers in his home.
He's moving it.
Could he be dealing with an organism not of this world? Has he stumbled onto something forbidden? Something the public isn't supposed to see? Conspiracies are already swirling. Government cover-ups, hidden experiments, and ancient prophecies about creatures that will never see the sun. Whether real or hoax, Kin's saga is pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible, and the stress on his face might be the biggest clue yet that he's in over his head. When you look closely at this footage, something disturbing comes into view. One of the creature's tentacles is seen creeping up the side of the icebox, curling and pressing against the lid, as if it's testing for a weakness, trying to find its way out. And that's the question.
It definitely do. So that's kind of like, as much as I want to conspirize, this is like a hoax. And I'm going to show you what, you know, is going on that makes it seem like it might be a hoax. That's definitely happening. It's like an arm of this is going up towards the lid. Now, bro got center blocks on the lid to try to keep it closed. But he's trying to, you feel me? Like, and he don't look like he's stretched out too much, but
Everyone is asking, where is it trying to escape to?
right.
Does it have a destination in mind? Or is it simply following some instinct we don't yet understand? If this thing can grow, if it can move with intention, then the next step is to ask, can it think? Because
Can
if
it?
it can think, then it can plan. And if it
Right.
can plan, then Kin may not be in control anymore. Some viewers are already pointing out how stressed he looks, how he seems more than just scared, almost possessed, as if the longer he keeps this creature in his home, the more it begins to take over him. Remember his caption, "Every day it smells worse. It smells like burnt, a totally strange thing, which grows and grows. For me, you will never see the sun." It's almost like he knows this thing is forbidden to touch the light of day, that it must remain.
Now, he's supposed to be keeping this thing from hitting the sun because it's been, you know, the sun supposedly makes it stronger.
How long? And why? Theories are exploding online. Some believe what we're witnessing is straight out of prophecy. Wormwood from the book of Revelation, a being whose mission is to reach water, to contaminate it, to poison the world. Others believe this is no alien at all, but something far darker, a demon cloaked in flesh, using Kin as both guardian and victim until the moment it can break free. Look again at that tentacle pushing against the freezer. That is not random movement.
Now, I'm going to let y'all see like what might be the hoax version of this. See, I can, you know what I mean? Like, because I ain't gonna lie, the hoax version is something that's like saying that this kind of explain the way what's going on. But I don't know. I don't know if this is it or not. There's supposed to be a version of this. No, that's not it. That says this is a hoax. And I actually thought I had it pulled up, but it looks as if I don't have it pulled up all the way. So I'm gonna search for it real quick. And see if I get it. Cause this, I had it pulled up for sure, but maybe it's not looking like, you know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Give me a second. Hold on. I had it together, but it ain't really. Let me see. Hold on. Now, this is the video of the fact that it's possibly a hoax. Now, I don't know. Let's look at it and see what you think.
Learn how this guy from Panama tricked TikTok into believing an alien was growing from a meteorite he found. Start at the impact. Deleted,
That's the impact.
but mirrored. Book matches in the crater, not cosmic.
It's flaming, but them is matches clearly inside this whole thing. See the
End
matches?
of August, a TikTok user named @KinPanama posts a space rock oozing green-yellow slime that turns into a black tentacled mass. He nicknames it Venom. The clips explode across TikTok, X, and YouTube, pulling in millions of views and international coverage. Debunk threads and creators say it's a spray-painted potato dressed up with scorch and shine. Up close, the meteorite has that spray paint sheen, a bumpy shape, and what look like potato eyes.
But it definitely looked like a spray painted potato. A small one with eyes in it. You know, little holes. But let's just continue.
Many creators have called it what it is, a spray-painted potato with some scorch for effect.
Wow.
And that breathing blob? A Reddit breakdown points to PDMS silicone plus hexane. The solvent swells the silicone, then uneven evaporation makes it snap and creep like it's alive. Soft robotics behavior, not alien biology.
It was definitely
Do
moving.
you agree or disagree? Comment below. Like and follow for more rabbit
It was definitely moving. Now, there was some speculation that TikTok was like trying to send some videos to make him stop or like sound like it was something that wasn't real. But I don't know. I don't know what the deal was with him. I don't know. But he didn't necessarily stop and say that that was a hoax or whatever. So they might have took upon themselves to do that. But I mean, look, I'm gonna finish the video and y'all leave in a comment what you think was real. I don't do enough construction to know whether it was something that, is real or not. Because it was moving. It was doing some shit. It was scary. It was weird. Hence the name of the
That looks
title of the show.
deliberate. That looks like a prisoner testing the bars of its cage. And if kin cannot contain it, if this really is something beyond human, then the real question is not whether it escapes, but what happens the moment it does.
See the little green
Look at it
thing
again.
moving?
It's expanding even without sunlight,
They
floating
went
into the
from
space it's given, filling the freezer like a tide that doesn't obey seasons.
it's moving.
If it keeps at this rate, consider the math of containment. A freezer has a finite volume. At some point, the creature will meet every wall. At some point, it will stop being something you can hide under cinder blocks. So ask the obvious question. What will Kin do when the freezer is full? Does he have a plan, or is plan the one thing he's already lost? There are only terrible options. He could try to move it, transfer it into something larger.
Now he about to do some weird shit, but I'm just like saying, like, look, bro, I've been seeing this shit all week. I don't know what's going on. He went from it being in a glass jar or a glass containment situation into like a safe until it's in the freezer. And that motherfucker is definitely still moving. So I don't know.
But moving it risks exposure. What exactly are we looking at here? That tangled black mass, glossy, branching, spreading, doesn't act like anything we know. It's not hooked up to wires. It's not feeding on scraps. It doesn't even have light. And yet, it grows from nothing. So we have to ask, is this a parasite? Parasites normally need a host, but maybe this one already had one. Maybe Kin himself was the entry point, and now what we see is the second stage. A body that feeds not on flesh, but on stress, on breath, on the tiny rhythms of life around it. Could it be pulling from us, from human presence, from fear? Or maybe it's a fungus. Some fungi can thrive in radiation. Some spread in the dark. And the branching strands we see here look a lot like mycelium, but thicker, shinier, harder, like armor. What if it's a spore engine, constantly preparing to shed invisible fragments? Spores don't need food. Spores just need time. And once they seed into air, water, or pipes, containment is a fantasy. And then there's the theory no one wants to say out loud. What if it's alien? An entity from somewhere else, designed to exist without our rules. No hunger, no light, no decay. Maybe it doesn't need resources the way we think. Maybe growth from nothing is its nature. The nodes on those black tendrils, are they eyes, sensors? Is it cataloging our world as it spreads, learning what we don't even realize we're teaching it? Think about the implications. If it's a parasite, it could already be inside people, using this black mass as a base. If it's fungal, spores could already be in the air, invisible, waiting for the right condition to bloom. And if it's alien, then everything we're watching is only step one.
Like I said, this nigga been raw dogging this. He ain't been having no gloves. He been touching it raw. He actually been cutting off pieces of it and sending it to other motherfuckers in areas of the world we don't know where. What the fuck? Why hasn't, Space Force stopped this or put an end to it or quarantine this nigga? Anyway, let's keep it lit. 'Cause
Observation. What happens in step 2? Replication, contamination, something we don't even have a word for yet. And Kin's own words keep echoing. For me, you will never see the sun. It's like Kin is waking up to what he's actually dealing with. Not a freak animal, not a lab accident, but something that reads like a presence. He's not baffled anymore. He's wary. He knows this thing has an intent, and he's starting to fear the direction it's headed. So what do we do with that? We watch and we document. We follow Kin's page closely because this is where the timeline is unfolding. If he's realizing it's demonic, then his next moves matter. And they'll tell us whether this becomes a contained story or the start of something that spreads.
Now, I don't know what this is. I can't tell you. I can only say that if you think that this is some bullshit, leave it in the comments what you think it might be. And we can, you know. Now, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I don't have no dog in the fight. I just want to know what you think it might be. Now, we have some other things that's going on because the title of the show is Stranger Things. Now, it's been speculated that CERN, if you don't know who CERN is out in Europe. CERN. If you know who CERN is, leave a thumbs up in the comment. CERN has seemingly opened up a portal to another dimension. Now, I'm not even a conspiracy theorist in that way. I don't know. It's a lot going on right now. You know what I'm saying? I have participated in the lottery when it was like $1 billion plus. And there's claims that the lottery is actually a trap for time travelers. But this ain't necessarily that. It's actually a warning from AI to CERN saying to stop. And they kept it lit. It's a little kid, as like the smartest person in the whole world, that was, you know, speculating on what happened. We're going to talk about what he thinks happened when it comes to this. Now, I don't want to watch the whole thing, but I want to get some of the key points out of it. Let's see what happens.
Statement from a 13-year-old. CERN has opened a portal. This wasn't some kid playing make-believe. This is Max Sidoroff, a verified genius who has baffled scientists for years. Now he claims the famed Large Hadron Collider, guided by a revolutionary quantum AI, has breached the barrier between worlds. The implications are staggering, and the story gets stranger from here. When Joe Rogan put this on his massive platform, it went from a wild claim to a terrifying possibility. What many overlooked is what this portal really means for us. The boy who saw too much. You see, most kids his age are worried about homework or video games, but Max Sidoroff isn't most kids. At age 7, he was correcting university physics professors. At 10, he reportedly built a working nuclear fusion reactor in his family's garage using parts he bought online. We're talking about an IQ estimated to be north of 200, a level that makes geniuses like Stephen Hawking look like they were average students. For years, the scientific community has watched Max wondering what he would do next. Nobody, and I mean nobody, expected this. In a move that sent shockwaves across the internet, Max released a paper. It wasn't for a school project. This was a detailed 20-page document complete with quantum equations and complex diagrams that top physicists are still struggling to fully understand. The title of the paper was simple and terrifying: Interdimensional Transference via Quantum Entangled AI. What many overlooked at first was the explosive claim buried in the data. Max stated without a hint of doubt that CERN's Large Hadron Collider, located nearly 30 stories underground on the Franco-Swiss border, had succeeded in its secret mission. He claimed that for a period of exactly 11 minutes, it had opened a stable gateway, a portal to another dimension. But here's the kicker. He said it wasn't an accident. According to Max, for the last 5 years, CERN has been secretly developing a
Now, give me a second. The kid is sitting where I had to plug in my laptop because this is being this studio, not plugged up to nothing. It actually is compatible to my phone. I've been using the laptop charger for my phone. But let me see. Let me get it in here. This kid is exposing the fact that CERN has been doing some nefarious, not even nefarious, it's just been stuff that they're not trying to expose the fact that they've been doing this, but it's serious. And AI actually warned CERN before they proceeded with this, and they kept it lit. And he just happens to be smart enough to know that that's what's going on. So let's see what's going on. Let's see. Hold on.
Quantum AI. This isn't your normal AI. It's a machine that can think in ways our brains can't, processing trillions of possibilities in a single second. It was this AI, he claims, that found the precise frequency needed to weaken the fabric of our reality. It controlled the 17-mile-long ring of superconductors, cooled to a temperature colder than deep space, minus 456 degrees Fahrenheit, and fired beams of protons at 99.9% the speed of light. The result wasn't a new particle, it was a doorway. Many people are crazy about this kind of stuff, but this was different. It came from a source many were inclined to believe. The thing nobody tells you is that strange things have been reported around CERN for years. Unexplained seismic tremors, bizarre cloud formations, and electrical disturbances.
Now, this is not my area of expertise. I am not a conspiracy theorist per se, but I've been concerned about what CERN has going on for a number of years now. And it seems as though they may have, because normally they try to spin things at the speed of light in order to create the Big Bang Theory, but they may have been instrumental in creating a doorway to another dimension. I just want y'all to understand that although I don't have, I'm not an expert, that you heard it here first, and this is what I've seen. So y'all are more than welcome to look into this more and further. But because I'm not really an expert,
that defy logical explanation. Max's paper suggested these weren't side effects, they were the warm-up act. He even included satellite data that showed a massive unexplained energy spike at the exact time he claimed the portal opened. The official story from CERN? A minor power surge during a routine calibration test. But Max called it the biggest cover-up in human history. This boy's claim was so wild it was about to catch the ear of the biggest podcaster on Earth. Rogan's reaction stuns millions. In a world where mainstream news carefully controls every story, the most explosive ideas often catch fire in the wild. And there is no bigger megaphone for forbidden thoughts than the podcast of Joe Rogan, a man who reaches more people in a week than most news networks do in a year.
Shout out to Joe. Joe is supposedly, not necessarily a conspiracy theories, but he's a comedian that has a podcast that talks about these kind of things regularly. I don't even know if I'm, in the same vein, but I definitely want to, like, expose the fact that these things aren't going unnoticed. And, shout out to the Rent Gang and shout out to the Capital Letter Club.
Rogan has built an undisputed empire on having conversations that go where the official narrative is terrified to tread. You see, he talks about everything from ancient civilizations and the secrets of MMA to the very nature of consciousness itself. So when Max Sidorov's bombshell claim landed on his desk, it was only a matter of time before it hit the airwaves. But not all things are what they seem, and Rogan's reaction was not what anyone expected. During a widely viewed episode with a well-known mainstream physicist, Rogan brought up Max's paper. The physicist immediately chuckled, a condescending smirk on his face as he tried to laugh it off, calling it the brilliant fantasy of a kid with too much imagination. He tried to explain it away with a wall of complicated jargon designed to confuse and dismiss. But here's the kicker. Rogan wasn't laughing. He didn't debate. He just sat there leaning into his microphone and staring at his guest for what felt like an eternity. He pulled up the 20-page paper on the screen, pointing not at the wild claims, but at the dense pages of quantum equations. Rogan, a man famous for his explosive, curious, and often loud personality, was uncharacteristically quiet, almost troubled. He finally spoke, and his words became a direct quote that would echo across the internet. "Look, I'm just a dumb comedian. But I've talked to enough smart people to know when something looks different. This doesn't look like a joke." That single moment of quiet validation from Rogan was like pouring gasoline on a fire. The clip was instantly sliced up, remixed, and shared, going viral on every platform. Suddenly, millions of people who had never even heard of CERN were now asking a terrifying question. What if the kid is right? Rogan didn't endorse the theory, but he gave it a platform. He made it okay to ask the question. And in today's world, that's more than enough to suddenly didn't sound so new. It sounded like a terrifying echo of a long-forgotten past, a dangerous technology that humanity has stumbled upon once before. It begs the question, if our ancestors had this power, where are they now? Maybe their story serves as a warning that some doors are best left unopened. But if this is all true, what does it mean for the average person living their day-to-day life? Shadow of the portal. Let's bring this down to earth for a moment. For the average person watching this, it's easy to dismiss it all as crazy talk.
Right.
Portals, quantum AI, ancient aliens. It sounds like a movie plot. You see, you wake up, you go to work, you pay your bills, and you deal with the real world. The sun rises, the sun sets. The world looks the same as it did yesterday. But what if it isn't? What if the very rules of reality were quietly rewritten while we were all busy looking at our phones? The thing is, if a door to another dimension was opened, even for just 11 minutes, we can't be sure what came through. And more importantly, we can't be sure what it changed about our own world. Are we missing a key detail? This isn't about giant monsters stepping through a glowing hole in the sky. The most effective changes are the ones you never see happening. Think about it. The last few years have felt different, right? More chaotic, more unpredictable, like the world is spinning just a little faster off its axis. Many people are talking about the Mandela effect, where huge numbers of people share the same false memory of historical events. People swear they remember Nelson Mandela passing away in prison back in the 1980s.
Which is true. I don't know if y'all know anything about the Mandela effect. I've seen the Mandela effect in a way that just kind of trips me out, but let's continue a little bit.
They remember a movie called Shazam, starring the comedian Sinbad, that apparently never existed. They remember the famous kids' books being called the Berenstain Bears, with an E, not the Berenstain Bears, with an A. What if these aren't just tricks of the mind? What if they are memory fossils? a residue of a timeline that no longer exists, overwritten by a new one? What if our universe was grafted onto a slightly different one, as some theories connected to Max's paper now suggest? It's a chilling thought. Think about your own life. Have you ever experienced a powerful sense of déjà vu, that unshakable feeling you've lived a moment before? Or seen something out of the corner of your eye that just shouldn't be there? We call them glitches in the matrix, a funny term for a deeply unsettling experience. But what if they're not glitches? What if they're seams, the places where the old reality and the new one haven't quite stitched together perfectly?
Right. Now, I can't say whether this is true or not. Only thing I can say is we see you, sir. We see that you. Oh, no. We see that you're on some bullshit. And so I can't really say. What I can say is though, as an intelligent individual, armed with the internet, that things don't always seem the way they are perceived. And with this platform, I can see that, you know, I what the fuck is going on? What you doing over there? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I just want you guys to see, some of the things that I've been noticing, and see if you have any idea what I might not know about, but I'm not here to, give a definitive answer on what these things are. I'm just here to pose a question. And if you have an idea that I may not be privy to, please feel free to leave a comment. At this point in time, I'm going to go on to this segment I like to call Celebrity Spotlight. And on Celebrity Spotlight, it's been a lot of things that transpired. We've had the Terrence Crawford fight re-examined over and over and over. And it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But there is a couple of things that have been brought to my attention that maybe I'm tripping. I don't know if you know about this R&B singer by the name of David. I'm not against R&B, but my main thing, like, if you are aware of it, it was a segment I like to call Wake the Fuck Up, that I would highlight hip hop artists for the most part. There are some R&B artists, but I definitely, slept on the artist named David. But apparently David has some nefarious shit going on. And it was a body found in a Tesla that may or may not, have something to do with the artist. And I'm going to play the video, but it looks a little bit weird to me. I just want to see if y'all see what I've seen. And if you know about the artist David, please leave a comment. If not, then just kind of check out what I've seen.
People to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light, and a lot of people remember, I was having a lot of. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything.
New evidence against David was released. Today it was announced new confirmed leaked messages from David on popular app Discord reveals his relationship with Celeste, her being pregnant, and much more. Where messages on David's laptop found him messaging in his fan server 1 year ago, quote, "I'll join the group chat with wifey and give y'all the story time. Me and deleted user got a kid on the way." Where the deleted user was confirmed to be Celeste. This deleted user has posted 2 photos in David's server at the same time when David made the announcement. One being her hand with David tattooed on her finger, and the other one of her and him sitting down backstage. This would get the attention of DJ Academics, who would then look into the song titles trying to find the truth.
Crashing. Where'd it go wrong? Ghost.
Now, this nigga got a dead body in a Tesla. If you don't know, Teslas have cameras, so it shouldn't be that hard to figure out whether this thing has something to do with the body that's in the Tesla. But I've also heard that there was a second body that was found deceased. And I'm like, as you all know, I don't want a nigga that's shorter than 5'8" even talking to me. But what the fuck is going on with R&B singers? I mean, do they be trying to control the fact that, you know, certain shit has to happen or doesn't have to happen? Like, I don't know. Like, is a nigga that sing capable of killing a person? To me, yes. Yes, they are. I just don't, I've never seen it. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, but I think I'm, you know, maybe I'm, you know, whatever.
Where did you go? Afterlife?
However, during Academics' stream, more evidence would leak online. A video of David cleaning Celeste's shoes outside of his home. Pay attention to the shoes that he is holding. These are the same Jordans that she was seen wearing on the school bus, and that was also her profile photo.
I need to say that this lady that is dead is definitely underage. Why is you singing and cleaning motherfucking shoes on the side? If you, whatever.
But here's where it gets interesting. It would be announced a resurfaced clip from David on January 11, 2024 shows him and Celeste Rivas on stream, where he tells his mods to delete all VODs and clips after he ends the live.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look at answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, by me. Oh, thank you, Mitchell.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
Like the video if this is very strange to you, because it was also strange to Mimo. He would react, "This is crazy. Street guys are even sharing this back and forth, but this is where the world stood still." It would be announced by an investigator who wrote, "The house where a search warrant was done yesterday, near where the Tesla registered to David was found, was Celeste in it. It appears to be linked to David, possibly leased by him or somebody close to him. A May 2024 Google Maps image shows a similar Tesla parked in front of the home. The property is currently listed for lease at $20,000 per month, and it has been on the market since January. It also happens to be Halle Berry's former home. P.S. There is 1 million black Teslas in LA. I have no idea if this is the same one, but I would not be surprised. As located on the street of David's home, there is a Tesla sitting in park right beside the home. Notably, with Teslas, they have a 360 camera recording on a motion sensor, meaning within 48 hours, the police will know who drove the car and even who put Celeste in it. Teslas also have the best GPS system of all vehicles.
David Tesla was repoed on September 8th. He started his tour August 5th, 9th. They said the car was sitting for over 30 days before it got repoed. He reported it missing in between that, but it's been sitting before he started his tour. He called to report a Tesla missing. Now, chat, anybody in chat, go to Google and say, can I call Tesla? If my Tesla is missing, can I call Tesla to track it? Watch what it shows you. To call Tesla, a Tesla of all cars you reported missing. When you can call Tesla and get it tracked, that don't make sense. They said the car was sitting for over 30 days. So from when the car was impounded on the 8th, we can add 31 days plus add some change. That's days, if not a week or more, before he started his tour, bro. Dating a 13-year-old, bro. Probably got a. That's why he did that.
On top of this, David's home was also searched by police. The news wrote, the LAPD has searched a home where singer David has reportedly been staying.
So the chick was 13, bro. Why is you fucking on a 13-year-old? You can't get a major league individual, like we can't get a grown female, bro. These niggas is weird, bro. I don't even like reporting on shit like this because it's like, why? But when you under 5'6", maybe it is something you have to do. I don't even know I don't even know.
However, the police found something very strange on his computer. It resulted in them opening up a new evidence file in California against David. And here is what is in it. They noted that Celeste can be seen hanging out with David during a Twitch stream, waving her hand with 2 ponytails, where they may have noted this may have been the last time Celeste was seen on camera.
Yeah, that's order. Order. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
In that Twitch stream, she is wearing the same Gap sweater as seen during a photo of her taken by one of her friends, which is also featured on her missing person poster. But not only that, the glasses that she is wearing in the Twitch stream are also the same glasses she was wearing later on that night while on FaceTime with David, where her and David are seen on FaceTime with one of her friends on the other end. This raises the question of who is Celeste to David? Well, police found in 2022, David would message, "Is Celeste in here?" in his fan Discord. She responded, "Hi David, Bart." As the news would write, Discord messages timeline reveals that David was dating Celeste when she was 12 years old. He was 17. Her last message on Discord was 3 months before she went missing in 2024. However, this fan's Discord, created by David, was a real issue. Fans of David were frustrated because they felt like they didn't get the same attention that David would give other fans. And it was all for one specific reason. 2 people inside of the server even wrote back and forth to each other, "He only adds certain girls." I know, right? I'm not joking either. To even another conversation that reads, "David only talks to women from the server." Oh, bro is like that. They're also usually only 15 to 16. While I have to be careful with my words, you understand what I'm trying to get at. This is
I don't even know at this point, bro. Like I said, I'm not a fan of bro. His females is painting like you niggas that's weak enough to be trying to deal with anybody that's in the minors. I wouldn't put it past that you was capable of killing somebody. I don't want to think about that. I hate that he's black. I don't know if he's like from this country, but I've never listened to this dude's music. Well, R&B singing niggas are usually short. They have a limited amount of people that are involved with them. And maybe I wouldn't be shocked if he actually did kill this lady. I hate to think that he might have, but I'm just, what the fuck? I mean, my brain doesn't even compute
is from a very reputable source as well. In 2022, the man with the Discord conversations actually made a song with David, but today he would give an actual statement about his relationship with David and what happened.
And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was 13. I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls, underage girls, that had claimed David had messaged them or had, relationships with them or, doing things with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, I was having a lot of... It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached it.
So he exonerated himself from what went on, which is understandable, but what is David? What the fuck, Dave?
Comment, it ended up being correct. But what they also found from Lake Elsinore is a photo of David in a parking lot just down the street of Celeste's home, handing out money to people Celeste's age. Academics wrote, TMZ has confirmed this photo shows singer David near the area where Celeste lived before she disappeared and was later found in David's Tesla.
This nigga can't be more than 5'6". He looked like every bit of 5'5", maybe even 5'4", with like a size 7 shoe. This nigga little, bro.
The user who posted the photo alleges that David was paying people to keep Celeste's age a secret. However, what was found next was truly unbelievable. It would get the attention of Celeste's brother. He would write on his Instagram story, "Why are people lying saying that I knew more? I didn't. So I don't know why people are lying trying to make me look bad. Celeste did nothing but love me, and I was one of the only people she loved. I never knew information about anything up until the last time that she left." This resulted in many investigating David's music, realizing his song titled Romantic H Word famously has the lyrics, "In the back of my mind, you passed," as well as, "In the back of my mind, I got you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true," as he would even break down the lyrics in a Genius video.
In the back of my mind, you died. It's kind of like the storytelling aspect of the lyrics that came before it, in a way that it builds up to the big moment where she, back of my mind. I didn't physically, but in the back of my mind, she, and I didn't even cry, not a single tear.
But here's where it's odd. Celeste's birthday, according to her missing person poster, is September 7th. He released the music video for the song on September 7th, but this wasn't the only music connection. It reads, singer David made a song about a girl named Celeste in December of 2023. When recording in a studio, everything you record goes into one file. That also comes with a file date. The file date for the studio session was 2023, where David would sing the lyrics, "Oh Celeste," multiple times in the song. Due to all of the evidence against David, the news would write, the person found in singer David's Tesla has been identified as Celeste. David has canceled his tour stop in Seattle that was originally scheduled for tonight, as just a few moments after that, it was updated. California police are currently locating famous artist David for arrest. Police have questions about his relationship with the person found inside of his Tesla. But like the video, if you believe David played a part in the crime,
I don't know. I don't know, but I do care. So, I mean, the nigga wearing a bonnet, it's weird to me that your ass out here is, bro, it's strange. I don't know what to call that. I don't know what to say about that. I just think that there insecurities there, and it's not hidden. Small hands, small body, small feet, underage. And, I hope to God that that's not the case, but bro, what the fuck? Whatever. I mean, y'all leave in the comments what y'all think. It looks bad. Teslas, if you don't know, have a camera. They will tell everything. So if you did some nefarious shit in a Tesla, you're done. Next up, we got DJ Ghost. Now, DJ Ghost, DJ Ghost is kind of a, kind of a big deal, but he's been marked out by a Hoover nigga at the airport, a Hoover nigga from Boston, no less. And he cussed the nigga, and this nigga he didn't say nothing right away, but he said something after the fact, and it looks pretty bad.
I throw this bitch in park, I catch a CT. The homegirl ain't take her pistol case, she got a DP. Fight the gang, I catch you in the county, you got a CP.
I'm not even on the gang shit.
Get the twin through the gate, Ash FTG.
But if a nigga do some shit that disrespects whatever quote unquote set you from, and you wait, 30 minutes to an hour to figure out what you're gonna do about it, it looks bad. It looks bad, doesn't look good. So we gonna look at it, and this is Celebrity Spotlight. I don't know, bro. Stop it. If you're not gang banging, you trying to be on some mainstream shit, be on some mainstream shit. But if you're not, then
I throw this bitch in park, I catch a CT. The homegirl ain't take her pistol.
What it do? Salute to Triggerbird for the content. You can follow him over here. Let me give a quick recap before we start. That way everybody will know what I'm talking about. So last night, DJ Ghost got banged on by somebody from Hoover Crib, but nobody knew who the person was. Some people even thought it was an act, but now we find out that the person is rapper Shorty. Let's do a quick recap.
I'm getting out my car. This nigga walk past me like, what's up, cuz? I tell him this all the time, you don't know where I'm from. If I don't bang at all, if I bang or not, don't cuz or blood me, bro. Then he might do that at the airport while I talk to the Uber. I can't let this get past me. I can't. So yeah, she's about to have an issue. He see from everything. Yo, was thick right there. Yeah, he thought he was pressing. I'm like, damn, I leave my bag and shit right here. No, I ain't gonna call the scene in the airport, so I'm not. But nigga that finna bang on me at the airport.
Some people feel like DJ Ghost don't got love for the Hoovers because he made a mockery of them in the video. First, he described the guy as a he/she, so a lot of us thought it was a transmission. Then he made statements like, I'm not gonna let this Hoover punk me. Then he made it look like he was the one pressing him because he walked over there like he was ready to fight. But Triggerbird said you were supposed to react right then and there. You waited hours later to approach the situation. Reminds me of that white boy. Today I got time, cuz.
I'm saying, and reason for that is because this dude said sit there and said he felt disrespected, but you walked all the way to the food court. You got your food. You pulled out your phone. You went to go vlog, and it bothered you so much. You're like, you know what? I got to go back and bang on this dude. I think you was sitting there watching that the whole time, and you realize he's from Hoover, and because he's from Hoover or whatever, you probably ain't got no issue with the set. I don't know where you from. I don't know what it was, but at the end of the day, when he jumped out and said, "What's up, cuz?" or whatever he said, you're supposed to activate it. Right. You're supposed to activate right then and there. You're supposed to say, where you from, homie? You feel me? Or what's your name? But you didn't do that.
The Hoovers feel like DJ Ghost got marked out because he knew that most people ain't gonna fight at the airport. He knows they got a lot of security. They feel like DJ Ghost wouldn't have did anything in a different environment. Right. He felt safe. So that's why he was able to approach the situation. But at the end of the day, they feel like you got marked out because you were supposed to get down where you're mad at. You let the chats pump you up.
Sit there and order your food, go on live, press live, tell the people in the chat that's how you feel first, and then record it and walk up to the nigga. That was weird, bro. Right. I hope I'm not gonna lie. That was some weird shit. Right. That was some shit where nigga pumped himself up. He did like a kid. Like he pumped himself up like to go bang on the nigga. My whole thing is though, when a nigga walk up to you and the first time you feel offended and he says something you didn't like, you're supposed to press the gas, bro. You're supposed to do that then. You feel me?
If you look on YouTube, you'll see that Shorty had a lot of fights. This man is no stranger to danger. Even though he's from Baltimore, he's tapped in with the Hoovers from LA. He got songs with Lefty Gunplay. Shorty finally responds to DJ Ghost. He said the next time he sees you, he's gonna slap you up. He said you ain't nothing but a biatch. He said if this was the streets, that he would have forced you to play ball. Things are starting to get spicy, my boy.
I ain't no YouTube nigga, none of that content type of nigga for real. So I'm gonna let you use it for content. But if you would have spoke to me how I was speaking to you, I would have slapped you. And if you was anywhere other than where you was at, you'd have been playing ball, young man. So I ain't no YouTube nigga, none of that content type of nigga for real. So I'm gonna let you use it for content. But if you would have spoke to me how I was speaking to you, I would have slapped you. And if you was anywhere other than where you was at, you'd have been playing ball, young man. So,
well, damn. I don't have no dog in that fight. If you're a content creator, why are you still trying to gang bang? I don't know. Ghost, you got some explaining to do, bro. So that's that. And then the last thing I got for Celebrity Spotlight is, man, have y'all seen the shit that got the Breakfast Club interview with Dame? What the fuck is going on with Dame, bro? I'm not even mad. I just don't understand. Like, why has niggas not understood that, bro? You can't go up against Cam on the internet, bro. If you friends with the nigga, why wouldn't you just talk to the nigga online? I mean, on the phone or in person to figure out what the fuck is going on. I don't know, but Dame Dash, with this toothless ass, has decided that he wanted to try to sue Cam for $300,000 in damages or whatever the fuck. It was weird, bro. But apparently, Cam is at the point of no return with even Dame. And I think Dame, being who he is, I mean, he's just, I don't know if this, Dame has gone too far. Cameron ain't really overlooking that shit no more. This is Cameron's big homie. And Cameron is just, he's tired of dealing with this nigga, man. He's tired of dealing with the nigga. The nigga is claiming that this nigga, is doing shit that he ain't. He's saying it. He lied about some incident between him and Miguel. He cried, and he trying to sue the nigga. And Cameron is tired of the shit. Hold on, let's see what he got to say.
He said a story, and one thing I always admired about Dame, he's against cooperators and snitches. And I always admire how he stood on that. He told a story, maybe you might want to clear it up. I mean, I know about it already, but maybe you might want to clear it up. He told a story about you and Big L in a car going to get some work, and you started crying and talking about signing in the PC. And please explain that, because it's on the Art of Dialogue, so that means it's everywhere, because he's been that nigga's been doing this thing, and every interview he has is like, ooh, out of here. So explain that.
Yeah, first of all, Art of Dialogue, I'm gonna be honest with you, I spoke to him today, and he does do great work, and his content is good, but you're gonna have to start sending me a check, my nigga. I'm on your show my name on your show 3-4 times a week, whether it's Dame or not
Right,
Dame.
right.
We gonna have to work something out if we keep using my name, my nigga. Now I like your work, I like what you're doing, but goddamn, my name been on your show for 3-4 months straight. God damn, my nigga. Find some niggas that don't know me, nigga.
Right.
Start talking to some other niggas that don't know me, because it don't even just be Dame. But first and foremost, I'll say this, man. When I heard that story, I was like, yo, this nigga's a blatant liar. I didn't know this. Blatant liar. That never happened. That's totally a lie. And I'm gonna give you a little history on Dame and Big L first and foremost. But I'll say this. Even if Dame thought that, and Big L been dead for 26 years.
Right.
You don't think that story would have came out somewhere? You don't think even Dame would have made a little joke with me one time, like, yo, remember that time you started crying, Kim, when so-and-so, when we was so today, or whatever day, that's when the story comes out. Come on, Dame. Like, bro, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. And then what you do when you tell these bullshit lies is you implicate a nigga who dead so that they can confirm your story. So first of all, it's a straight lie. Now let me give you a little bit of history on Big L, Dame, and Lenox Avenue from 139th to 142nd Street. Big L didn't really fuck with Dame like that. He ain't hate him or nothing like that. They just didn't fuck with each other. The way the demographic goes is this for people who don't live in Harlem. I'm from 140th and Lenox. On the weekends, I used to go to 110th and First, and between First and FDR Drive, where my grandmother lived in 1199. And that's where I met Dame at when I go see my grandmother on the weekends. Then I found out he hung out on 142nd Street. That's the dynamic. That's first and foremost. Dame is from the east side. I'm from the west side, but my grandmother lived on the east side.
Fair use.
So Big L's career wasn't doing great. And Dame and Rockefeller were kind of growing. But Big L was still a great lyricist and niggas wanted to fuck with him.
Right.
So Dame was like, yo, what's up? I can manage Big L, this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. So I plugged him in with Big L, and I told Big L, I'm like, yo, my man Dame doing his thing, he may want to manage you. And I knew that Jay-Z potentially wanted to sign him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's all their relationship is. Me, Dame, and Big L never been no damn car together. We never rode to get no work. First of all, let me tell you something, man. What the fuck do it look like Big L, me, and Dame going to get some work, had some work in the car, any of that? It don't even, the hangout, the crew don't even sound right. Anybody that lived on 139th Street to 142nd Street during that time, know this don't even make no motherfucking sense. It sounds stupid. Wow. Secondly, Big L brother, Big Lee, and the other nigga who kind of, the big homies on my block, Reg, they didn't like Dame. Dame had a GS 300 black joint, and he had a white Camry. They used to let me drive when I was younger, and I would drive the Camry around, and this, that, and the third. So one day Dame pulls up on 139th Street, and he's talking to me, and he pulls off. We talk about 5-10 minutes because I knew I see him late. I had one of his cars, and Big Lee came up to me. He was like, "Yo, homeboy. Yo, that nigga came over here to see you, the Dame nigga." And I was like, yeah, that's my man, that's my nigga. He's like, yeah, I don't like him, man. And I was like, you don't like him?
Damn.
Straight like that. He's like, yeah, I don't like him. I don't really want to see him over here like that. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Because I couldn't have did shit, at that time, I was like, damn. All right, Dame, it ain't like Dame come over here anyway. And then Reg co-signed it another day, like, yo, what's up with the Dame nigga, man? That's his car you driving? I was like, you're talking about the Camry. I'm like, nah, I lied because I didn't want the niggas try to take the car from me.
Right.
These was my niggas, but you couldn't trust these niggas.
Right.
I could trust Reg a little more than Lee. Like, Reg was my man. But I'm not going to sit there and say that it was Dame car. These niggas killed a nigga. I ain't going to say the nigga name. They killed a nigga from 40th over a lease before when I was about 12, 13 years.
Now, like, what the fuck, bro? Can you blame the nigga? No, I'm not gonna tell these niggas this is this nigga car. They telling me after they mouth they don't like this nigga. And I can see with my own eyes that this nigga is a nigga that has to be. He'll say later, like, this nigga is an acquired taste. I don't. No, I'm not finna tell you this is his car. Because you'll never see the car again. They finna fuck the car up. I'm not even, you know what? I'm not even finna go into all this shit. I just, for some reason, I believe Cam when it comes to this kind of shit. And I like Dame. I actually like Dame. I like the shit that he, got going. But I like the reason, I like him for the same reason that Cam like him. Like he has a firm grip on what's going on in the future. He just not locked into what's going on right now. You'll see later if you watch the interview that he's talking about the fact that this nigga sees past his nose. And we talk about that a lot on the show. But being condescending and an asshole and all this other shit, like everybody don't fuck with that. And you telling this nigga you gonna sue him and this and that behind some small shit and going to the internet when a nigga that ain't fucking with you right now ain't answering the phone because you on some bullshit, you gonna get froze out, but you can't turn to the internet to get clarity or to get motherfuckers to feel sorry for you because nobody gives a fuck. Being viral is not necessarily a good thing. It's almost never a good thing. It's mostly a bad thing that you're going viral for it. Your teeth falling out, etc., etc. So any nigga out there that think they like Dan because you're an older nigga, you supposed to get, whatever, accolades and shit, stop. If you have an issue with an individual, handle that shit offline, bro. If a nigga don't answer the phone for you, your own punishment, nigga. Period. You can't go around it. You can't get that's just what the fuck it is. Wait till you talk to the person in person before you try to do something. That's all I got for Celebrity Spotlight. I don't know what the fuck else to say. I don't know what the fuck else to say, bro. It's a lot of shit that goes into that, but it's not a lot of shit. Nigga said he passed point. This nigga grew up with this nigga. Like, he knows this nigga from childhood, but there is a certain amount of shit you can do to fuck up what that is. And talking about suing a nigga and a lot of shit is this is what it is, bro. You're dead. That's all I got for that, bro. I'm not even finna do no work. I'm finna do Weirdo of the Week, brought to you by Kicks, developed by me, yours truly. Kicks is a luxury shoe brand brought to you by yours truly. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I'm actually about to develop a new fragrance, but you won't get as you still have to fuck with acquisition from men. Fuck with that. That's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna have some new shit because that's how niggas supposed to do. I don't want a lot of niggas smell like me. But this nigga is weird. Weirdo of the Week is a weird old nigga. And this, I'm finna let y'all see for yourself. This is out in, I don't know what city this is. I forgot. But this is that. Check it out. Wait. Some old nigga. Them damn near raped the old. This is the Weirdo of the Week. Check it out.
I knew at 6, a man is looking for his lost dog when police said he stopped a rape.
You don't play with anybody's safety. Anybody, that's someone's daughter, someone's mom, someone's sister, cousin.
The victim is developmentally disabled. Police said the suspect was supposed to be taking care of her. New here at 6, News Center 7's John Bedell spent the day working to get new information on this story. I'm James Brown. Gabrielle Enright is off tonight. John joins us live at 8. And John, the guy who jumped in to help said he felt like he was put in the right place at the right time.
He was.
And that right place, James, is right where we're at right now, the alley that runs behind his house right here along Burkhardt Avenue. I want to show you his gate. He had told me he had left it open for his runaway dog, and he had a hunch to look out the back window at it on Tuesday, and he noticed it was all of a sudden closed. And he thought, I didn't close my gate. Who closed my gate? So he came to check it out, and after that, he now says he thinks the suspect had closed it to try and hide a crime. On our walk down his back alley, Travis Underwood told me he's been looking for his dog, Picasso.
My dog ran away. I left the gate open so he'd have a chance to come back.
But when he noticed someone closed his gate, he went to investigate. He says what he found
made me start crying, throw up.
Made him physically sick.
It was just a hard thing to even realize, like, is this really happening? Is this really going on right now?
Dayton police say it was a rape. Travis broadcasted live on social media as he confronted the suspect.
Why you ain't call the police? Why? I bet you don't.
Freaky ass.
I don't want to give you the keys.
And took his keys so he couldn't get away. Travis's friend called 911. The victim, a woman in a van with several developmentally disabled adults.
Wow.
Court documents say she requires 24-hour care and is a GraceWorks Lutheran Services patient. Police say she was in the care of the suspect, Anthony Alcorn. We've confirmed Alcorn was working as a transport driver for GraceWorks. The agency helps adults with developmental disabilities. GraceWorks told us they fired Alcorn immediately.
I like the fact that they fired a nigga, but why the fuck did he even get a job? Do he have this kind of shit in his background? It's weird.
Report, public safety assessment report.
A judge told Alcorn Thursday he's facing charges of rape, kidnapping, and gross sexual imposition. Travis's neighbors are praising him.
I've been here 18 years now, and everybody says what a bad neighborhood, but I have good neighbors here. They watch out for each other.
Travis says he was just doing the right thing.
And she couldn't even protect herself. You got to look out for people that can't defend themselves.
The judge told Alcorn this afternoon he needs $500,000 to get out of jail. If he comes up with that money, the judge said he'll be on house arrest.
And Travis is our activated individual of the week. So y'all, in case y'all didn't know, because that's just, he went above and beyond. He took the nigga keys so he couldn't get away. Freaky ass motherfucker out here fucking a mentally disturbed older lady. Look, bro, you got a job. Buy some pussy. You can't pull off to an alleyway and fuck on the old lady that don't remember shit or don't know shit. It's not cool, bro. It's not cool. So that's all I got for this week's show, man. Y'all have a great week, man. This is Jamerson Ballard signing off. I'll talk to y'all later, man. I got to go ahead and cook some jerk hen. Cornish hens, by the way. So y'all have a pleasant evening. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. This is Jamerson Ballard signing off, bro.